Let's get back to your calls on this. Pamela's calling from Eltham. Pamela, hello. Do you agree with Tobias on that?
Hello there. I haven't got too many words, but Boris will come back. I'm quite sure the Conservatives will see sense and have him back. The two we have now, we must be a laughing stock, the way they carry on. It's been going on and on and on. It was pure and utter jealousy that got rid of Boris.
Jealousy?
He's just absolutely fantastic. Yes, he is.
Jealousy from who, Pamela?
Jealousy from... Human beings are quite jealous, and all those that perhaps want to take his place, they couldn't take his place. He's highly intelligent. He's good at his job. He gives everyone a laugh and what have you when he can. We're living in terrible times at the moment, but he's the man for the job, and I'm sure he'll be back. And it says so in the polls. A great many people want him back. And it's so... I cried when I knew he'd gone. I cried.
You cried?
I did, because he's just a one-off. He's an unusual man. I think the people he had around him he should have got rid of earlier, but that's another story. But I know he'll be back, and I know he's been stabbed in the back, and all those that stabbed him in the back, no good will come of them. You know, they lose their job, they go on to other things, but they've tried to hurt him, and he's a fantastic man. And
what about all the parties, Pamela? What about all the scandals? What about Chris Pincher? What about Owen Paterson?
Well, they've made
what about
more
the
of it
wallpaper?
than they are. I don't believe he went to any of those parties. I heard it was
hold
a great
on.
big...
The Metropolitan Police found that he did.
Well, I can't argue with that. But that place he's in, number 10, huge, great many offices, I've been told. He couldn't have been everywhere. He's not a magician.
Well, he wasn't everywhere, but he was at unlawful gatherings that broke the law.
Well, we all make mistakes, and he's paid for that, hasn't he? But to get rid of him at this particular time, when the whole world seems to be in chaos everywhere, he's fantastic, he's good at the job, and people are basically jealous of him.
What's he done in the job that makes you say he's good at it, Pamela?
Well, just him being there, all the nonsense.
But what's he done? What's he achieved?
Well, as I say, I've not got too many words, but I can tell you, I'm of an age, and I've seen lots of jealousy around me in my life.
But Pamela, you can't say he's good at the job and then not think of a single thing that he's achieved.
I don't know so much. Look at Ukraine. They all love him, don't they? Look how he went out there. Look how he gets on his feet and does things.
So going to Kyiv was his big achievement in 2.5 years as Prime Minister?
Well, I think he's fantastic.
I'm trying to get into why you think he's fantastic, Pamela.
Forgive me. Look at his ending speech. You know, he wasn't crying. He wasn't anything. He's very sad to lose the job. And I know he'll be back. I'm quite sure.
So the reasons you think he did a good job is because he went to Kyiv and he didn't cry when he resigned?
No, he's done everything. I mean, this illness, this terrible illness that caused so much misery.
COVID.
He didn't make it. He didn't know about it. He caught it himself. I mean, it was a terrible thing for the whole world. It was terrible.
So he didn't start a pandemic and he didn't cry when he resigned. But what beyond that did he do that makes you say he's been an excellent Prime Minister?
I always tell my daughter, you must vote Conservatives because they will not ever lose what they've got. And I think he's a great, strong support for
What's he done for you, Pamela? What's he done that's helped benefited you?
Well, he makes me feel proud to be in this country. He stands up. He looks what he is. He's a Prime Minister. These two people that are on, they may be very nice, but they don't look like Prime Ministers at all. For all the things they say they're going to do and not do, he looks the part. He sounds the part. And people who have perhaps better brain than I, they know he's best. And he will be back. I'm quite sure he'll be back.
But Pamela, I'm going to try once more. In terms of specific policies, specific things he's done that makes you think he's been an excellent leader.
Well, he got rid of this disease thing, didn't he? He got all, the vaccines and all the bits and bobs. He got rid of all that. It's just him. It's just him. Everything he does. I do think there were silly things like the wallpaper and all that nonsense. I think that was all nonsense. And the cake and God knows what. But he was good. I think he's had people who have been highly jealous of him, around him, and tried to stab him in the back. That's what I think.
Pamela, thank you.
And going forward...
Yep.
I can't fault him.
OK. Pamela, thank you. Pamela and Eltham there. The vaccine rollout, I think we sort of got to at the end there. That's something that his supporters point to. He certainly hasn't got rid of COVID. 1 in 40 people still have it in this country. But that is, I think, Pamela's call almost illustrative. A lot of people have this sort of warmth towards Boris Johnson. without necessarily being able to point to specifics as to what it is. There seems to be this sort of mysterious charm, this mysterious popularity that some people have. And I will reiterate that point that 69% of British people in this country thought it was right that he resign. So it very much is some. But Pamela, even though she couldn't point to anything specific, is not alone in that. What do you think? Has she got a point? Or is that an example of why the Tories were right to get rid of him? Because he hasn't done anything in office, hasn't delivered on the promises that he made, has presided over scandal after scandal after scandal. 0345 6060 973. We're late to the news. Let's get that now. 4:49 the time. Amelia Cox.